call this meeting of the salary board to order. Welcome, everyone. We have a number of items here, but we'll begin with a roll call of members of the salary board present, please.
Commissioner Eichelberger.
Present.
Commissioner Fauci. Commissioner DiFilippo.
Present.
And Controller Al Whitcomb.
Here.
Okay, very good, thank you. At this point, we open the floor for public comment on issues before the salary board. Is there anyone waiting for offer public comment? There's not. Okay, we have the salary board actions that were presented previously for action, so we will bring that to a vote if anyone wishes to make a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve all the actions except for the row officers.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, so it's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 There are none opposed, so the motion carries unanimously. We'll move on to item number 5. And this involves the action in regards to the performance management policy date. For those who are not familiar with this, because this affects individual offices of elected officials, they are provided the right to vote as part of the board on that action item that affects their office. So bear with us here. I'm hoping I'm getting this organized sufficiently. So what we will do is the item that's before us in regards to the performance management policy will come to essentially a number of votes here so that we can provide each individual for their right to cast their vote. So we're going to have multiple actions here instead of one action. And we do have 3 of our elected officials present here. So what we'll do is we'll go down through each of these in which they are present and allow them to offer the motion if they so choose in regards to this, this action item. So at this point, I'll entertain a motion in regards to the action for the, let's see, this will be for the Register of Wills office.
And just so I'm clear, this is with performance management, correct?
This is the performance
Yes,
management.
it's a motion to approve the performance management policy for your office.
Or is it made, or you want me to make that?
Now you're making the motion.
Okay, then so moved.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, so it's moved, the motion is for approval of the policy, and it is moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. So item 6 is complete. We'll move on to number 7, and this is for the Recorder of Deeds. So we'll entertain a motion here in regards to the policy.
This is Tammy Shear. I make a motion to accept the proposed paper performance policy pertaining to my office.
We have
Second the motion.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any negatives? There are not. The motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Okay, we also have the treasurer is present, Kelly Niederer, so we'll offer Kelly the opportunity to make a motion in regards to the action.
Hello, Gary. I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposed performance management policy in regard to my office.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Al.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? It passes unanimously. Thank you. Okay, and then we have, for the remaining offices, we'll have the vote. So we will need a motion in regards to all.
I'll make a motion to approve the performance management policy for clerk of courts, Dennis Mabo, coroner, Charles Hall, district attorney, Skip Ebert, pathonetary, Dale Savage, sheriff, Ronald Anderson, courts, Judge Guido, public defender, Michael Kapsis. I'm not sure how to speak.
Alkius.
Yes. That's my move.
And his office.
His office.
And your office as well, Al?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I mean, unless you wanted to vote against it in the next action. Okay, so and that covers us all, and I just want to check with the solicitor to make sure we've covered our bases there and done everything in the technically correct manner. Okay, so we have, your motion is on the floor. Al, we need a second.
Second.
Vince DiFilippo, Commissioner has DiFilippo seconded. So we'll call the vote. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Commissioner Eichelberger, may I ask a question?
Certainly.
I just want to make sure that the elected officials that aren't here today are aware that this is happening.
Yes, they've been,
This is Tammy Shear. Yes, they have. I know Dale Sabanich is out, and I have talked to most of them, and they are very aware. This is their choice to not be here today.
Okay,
Right,
thank you
so-
very much.
And just to be clear, so they have all agreed that Controller Whitcomb can vote as their proxy. Is that correct, Al?
that's my understanding, that they just didn't want to make the motion.
Okay, that's fine. So you're making on their behalf. So our minutes will,
Yeah.
our minutes will reflect that. So, okay. Great, we have the motion and Gene's question. Are there any other questions before the vote? Gene's question is answered apparently. So all in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Thank you all for your participation in that. And with that, we'll move on to item 6, and that is the minutes of the November 30 meeting. We need action on approval of that.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of November 30th.
I'll second that motion.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Is there any other business to come before the salary board? I hear nothing, so at this point, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Oh,
Make a
wait,
motion to- Oh, hold on.
are we doing my, new position request today?
Well,
Yeah, that was actually part of the initial,
Yeah,
without,
yeah, item 4 is all other salary board actions, so it was,
we should have given her a chance. I didn't realize that was on today's agenda.
Okay, well, if you want the record to reflect, I'm in favor of it.
Okay,
okay,
it got approved, so
All
that's
right,
good.
thank you.
that's fine. All right, with that, so we're still, I need that motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you all for being present today. Adjourn that meeting, and we will move on into the Board of Commissioners meeting. For anyone who's interested in remaining with us, you may do so, certainly. And do we have members, well, I'm sorry, we'll call the meeting to order first, and we'll have the roll call of members present, please.
Pledge of allegiance.
That's right, we do not have that. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that. Okay, to open the meeting, we'll proceed with the pledge of allegiance. Stand, join me. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic
And to the republic for which it
One
stands,
nation.
one nation,
one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
and justice for all.
Thank you all. Okay, apologies for the confusion on the agenda items there. We have the roll call of members present, please.
Commissioner Eichelberger.
Present.
Commissioner Fauci.
I'm here.
Commissioner DiFilippo.
Present.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to public comment. Do we have anyone waiting to offer public comment?
No, there's nobody.
All right, thank you. We'll move on to item 4. That we have the minutes in hand of the November 25 and November 30 meetings. I'll entertain any motions.
Move to approve minutes of November 25th and November 30th, 2020.
I second that motion.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, we have personnel transactions as well. I'll entertain a motion.
I will move to approve the personnel transactions.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, item 6 is the loan request for lease of equipment. This comes from the the Housing Redevelopment Authority, and this was reviewed at the December 10th workshop. Would someone like to offer a motion?
Make a motion
I
to
will,
approve the loan request to lease equipment to open a second Busy Newell location.
I second that motion.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, item 7 is the Middlesex Township Municipal Authority access agreement that was reviewed also at the workshop last week. Would anyone like to offer a motion in this regard?
I will move to approve the Middlesex Township Municipal Authority County Access Agreement.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
All right, solicitor would like to offer some clarification.
Yes, Jen have informed me that the dates for which access will be granted are not in that agreement yet. Waiting to hear from Middlesex Authority about that. So I would, with Commissioner Foshi's approval, have her amend her motion to approve it subject to access dates being acceptable to the commissioners.
Okay.
Okay,
She agrees to
I'll
the
amend
amendment?
that motion.
Okay, very good. Do we, and we had a second, you're
I will second.
agreeable to that? Okay. Second stands, so it's moved and second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, item 8 are the letters of support regarding the Walnut Bottom road safety improvements. It also was reviewed at the workshop. Would someone like to offer action on this?
I move to approve letters of support for the Walnut Bottom road safety improvements.
And I'll second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, item 9 is we're revisiting the contracts and grants that were reviewed at Thursday's workshop as well. These are presented in 2 parts. Item 9 is Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 2, and can be acted upon together or separately, whatever the wishes of the body are. So I'll entertain a motion.
I'm gonna move to approve the contracts and grants as designated at, item 9, numeral 1, letters A through C, and item 9, Roman numeral 2, letters A through K.
Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 And motion carries. Thank you. Okay, we have item 10, regarding PCCD's COVID-19 law enforcement grant modifications. Rebecca is listed as the contact person. Rebecca, did you have comments?
I'm just seeking permission to extend the grant for an additional year and add $61,687 to the award. PCCD did come back to all of the counties that had gone in for that grant with unspent funds and asked us to please put in the PMR to add that money to it. So they need to get that all wrapped up, I think, by the end of this year.
Okay, so does anyone have questions in regards to this?
Is the motion for 204,000 or is it 204,000 plus 61?
This is an addition, this would be an addition to the original 142,610, I believe was the original number. And they're asking us to add 61,687 to the grant that we currently have.
Okay. Everybody get that then?
Yes.
All right, so we need a motion?
I will make a motion to add an additional amount of funding in the amount of $61,687, which will modify the PCCD COVID-19 law enforcement grant modification.
All right, do we have a
I
second?
will second that motion.
Very good, it's moved and seconded. Any further questions before a vote? All right, in that case, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 There's none opposed, it passes. Thank you. All right, we'll move on to item 11. This is a human resources item. Holly, you want to speak to this as in regard to Midwest Employers Casualty Company?
Yes, good afternoon, Commissioners. This is for the 2-year renewal on the excess workers' compensation insurance. Because we're self-insured, we're required to carry excess workers' compensation insurance. And we did go to 11 other carriers for quotes, all of which declined for various reasons, either not being able to offer competitive quotes, not being able to carry certain areas such as law enforcement or communicable diseases, or they no longer are in the market for excess workers' compensation insurance. So we're recommending a renewal with Midwest Employers Casualty, who is our current carrier, for a 5.4% increase, which equates to $9,000 over a 2-year contract for our excess workers' compensation.
Are there any questions on that from members? All right, if not, would anyone like to make a motion?
I'm gonna go ahead and move to approve the Midwest Employers Casualty Company additional insurance.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Thank you. All right, we'll move on to item 12 then, and that is the memorandum of understanding between the county and DECD for the State Tax Equalization Board. This also was reviewed at the workshop. Is there any additional information to be offered before we bring it to a vote? Not hearing any. Okay, we'll look for a motion then.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between Cumberland County and DCED for the State Tax Equalization Board.
Do we have a second?
I'm gonna second that motion.
Okay, very good. It's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 There are no negatives, so it passes unanimously. Thank you. Item 13 is the assessment board rules and regulations that also were reviewed at Thursday's workshop. Is there any additional input on this or questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'm going to move to approve the assessment board rules and regulations.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, item 14 on the agenda is the capital project requests. And we have several of them, but I can't turn the page because I can't lift my finger. But the mask gets in the way. All right. So we have 2 requests that were reviewed at the workshop. I presume these should be handled separately.
Correct.
Okay, so they are listed here. I'll entertain motions for both separately.
I make a motion to approve the capital project request for adult probation for a vehicle purchase in the amount of $31,973.40.
Do we have a second?
I second that motion.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 And motion carries. Okay, next item. Anyone else like to offer?
I'll go ahead and move to approve the capital project request for liquid fuels and planning for Cumberland Bridge with a total project cost of $2,903,900.
Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And I think we got all 3 of us on that, so that's approved. Okay, item 15 is the reappointment of Lou Martin to the Blighted Property Reinvestment Board. This is a 3-year term and be effective January 1 of 2021 and proceeds through December 31 of 2023. Would someone like to offer the motion?
I'll move to reappoint recommendation of Louis Martin to the Blighted Property Reinvestment Board for 3-year term as stated.
Do you have a second?
I second that motion.
Okay, moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 16, we also have a recommendation regarding reappointment for Local Emergency Planning Committee. I'll entertain a motion.
I will move to approve the reappointment recommendations of John Blind, Taylor Griffiths, Robert Shively, and Nathan Wardle to the local emergency planning committee, effective upon PIMA appointment through December 31 of 2024.
Second.
Okay, let's move in second. Any further questions? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, item 17, we have the appointed recommendation for local emergency planning commission in regards to a commissioner appointment. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to recommend the reappointment of Commissioner Gene Foschi to the local emergency planning committee, effective upon PIMA appointment through December 31st, 2021.
And I'll offer the second for that one. So it is moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Item 18. So, item 18 is appointed recommendation in regards to Drug and Alcohol Commission Advisory Board. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move to reappoint Margaret Nash to the Drug and Alcohol Commission Community Advisory Board for a 3-year term, retroactive December 1, 2020, and expiring November 30th, 2023.
Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations to all of these. We'll move to item 19. This is our regular general disbursement transfer authorization. These requires approval for these to be finalized. So they are listed on the agenda, which is a public document. I'm not going to read all of these. Whoever makes the motion may if they wish to, but I don't recommend. So I'll entertain a motion in terms of the authorizations.
Move to approve the general disbursements transfer authorization as noted in item 19A through L.
Okay.
And I second that motion.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. If there's no further questions, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, item 20 is the reporting of the acceptance of our monthly reports. These from the prothonotary, the clerk of courts, the register of wills, and the recorder of deeds. That is for all the activities for month of November. No action needed. And we'll move to item 21, which is the official reporting of our executive sessions. We did hold sessions December 10th at 10:25. That was in regards to personnel. Also on the 10th, one at 11 a.m. and another at 2 p.m. Those were for real estate. Also on December 11th, we held an executive session at 1:30, and also on December 14th at 11:30 a.m. And those were both in regards to real estate matters. So item 22 is other business to come before the board. Does anyone have anything additional? Anything from staff?
I don't have anything.
Okay, very good. In that case, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Move to
So moved.
We are adjourned.